Hola mi gente, welcome to this segment of Geraldo Here. One of the privileges I had was to study 2 years in New Mexico at the Center for Action and Contemplation with the likes of Father Richard Raw, Dr. James Finley, Cynthia Bourgeau, and others. And a concept that stuck to me is the idea of order, disorder, and reorder. It's kind of a pattern of life that we see reoccurring over and over. We even see it in the Gospels. The ordered life of the religious authorities was confronted with the disordered teachings of Jesus and the kingdom of heaven, and he was killed for it. It threatened the order as they knew it. But a reorder occurred, which is the church and its inclusivity and its nonviolence and its protest against injustices created a new world. This past Sunday, I preached on Luke chapter 4, 1 through 13, where Jesus enters into the wilderness to face himself and the world that he was about to proclaim the kingdom of heaven. And there he's tempted with 3 illusions. The first illusion is the illusion to be magical. If you are the Son of God, turn the stones into bread. The third one was the illusion of sensationalism. If you are the Son of God, move beyond all this. Throw yourself off a cliff, for the angels will come and spare you. Or if you are the Son of God, you will have all this power I can give you. It's a sense that Jesus' privileged connection with the Father made him a bit exceptional to what others have to go through. And Jesus says, I will have none of it. I have not come to be privileged. I have not come to escape the reality of the world. If I jump off this cliff, I will get killed. I am not going to be magical here or powerful. Jesus personifies all of us. And in this wilderness, he experiences desperation and famish. The scripture says that he was famished after the 40 days. I think that famish is symbolic of all of us. We're all experiencing a certain disorder to the ordered world we knew, and it makes us feel very anxious. But Jesus is empathetic. Jesus allows himself to identify with those who feel vulnerable, and he does not succumb to the temptations to be magical or above it all. I think there's something to be learned here, and what needs to be learned is how we need to see through the eyes of others. Someone in power in this current administration said that one of the greatest problems of Western society is that we're too empathetic. Could you imagine that? Thank God Jesus was quite empathetic to be able to see life through the eyes of those who are not magical, sensational, or powerful. I'm hoping, beloved, as we enter into the Lenten season, and many of us feel the disorder of our lives, immigrants who are being deported, people who are being laid off and thrown out of secure jobs, many people who are living with so much disorder and fear, that we need to enter into this place and see through their eyes as Jesus does, and be empathetic to those that feel vulnerable. So I would ask of you that as you enter into this space, that you allow yourself to be challenged, to not allow you to relinquish the ability to not feel the disorder, to allow yourself to feel uncomfortable and allow yourself to see yourself through the brokenness of those who do not have the power or the means or the ability to change their circumstances as quick as perhaps you might. And so, beloved, I pray that you do not lose your centeredness. You know, a door has a hinge and it goes back and forth. Keep centered in the hinge as you sway through this moment of brokenness. Allow yourself to see again. Allow yourself to feel again. Let me close with this cute little story about the priest who was doing Mass, and a woman sits in the back of the pew and she attends Mass 3 times a day and does communion. And one day comes to the priest and says, Father, I have a confession to make. I'm not a Catholic and I sit through 3 Masses and I hear you. And he says, well, we don't do that. You can only take the Eucharist if you've taken our catechism and gone through the sacraments. She says, I understand that, Father, but I am just so hungry, and it's the only time I can have 3 pieces of bread. he entered the wilderness at that moment. He began to see differently. He saw that it's not about all of us thinking the same, but about being empathetic and entering into the suffering of others. Beloved, may we allow ourselves to see again in this Lenten season. Stay in the hinge. Don't fall by the sway of what life does to you. Feel the disorder a little bit, but don't let it get you to the point where you enter into despair. And so, beloved, may God bless you and keep you. May God cause his face to shine upon you, and may God look upon you kindly and give you his peace.